Oh, Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Notary Titans. Today is August 26th, and I am so glad that you are all here today. My name is Jen Neitzel. I'm the creator of Marketing for Notaries and author of the new book, On the Move, the relationship-driven five-point marketing system for mobile business success. Say that three times fast. And I, of course, am joined today by my co-host, my notary bestie, the goat herself, Laura Buer. Hi, Laura.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
How are you doing today?
Super fine. All
Fine.
good.
Well, normally we are supported on this call by two people. Today, it is just one, Mr. Matt Miller with the California League of Independent Notaries. Hi, Matt.
Hey Jen, hey everyone, glad to be back. Can't wait to get into the call today.
Yes, and Matt is going to be with us in just a few minutes to give us a legislative update. And I promise, Matt, this week I will not forget you. I forgot Jen's mentoring minute last week. Oh, goodness. So let me start off by giving a very warm welcome to any of our first-time call attendees. We are thrilled you're here. And if you are watching this replay in YouTube land, hello in YouTube land. We are thrilled that you are watching that replay. You can check the link below or the caption below for any links that may come out during this call. Um, Now, you guys know, I've got to tell you again, and like I said, you're going to be sick of hearing it, but I wrote a book and I want to share it with all of you guys. The two links for Kindle or the paperback book are in the chat right now for you. Please get it. Please review it. Please review the book if you are able to. I would certainly appreciate it. It's going to help me get to bestseller status. We have a couple of more announcements about some workshops and things that are happening in the notary community. In September, which is just right around the corner, Amber Gist with the Notary Training Hub is hosting the Empower Notary Summit. It's September 20th and 21st in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to be there. Jen Cooper, who is normally on the call with us, is going to be there. So are a lot of other notaries. So if you're able to attend, we would love to see you. Speaking of Jen Cooper, she is hosting a notary workshop live and in person on Saturday, October 18th in Selma, California. This is a live in-person notary workshop. Early bird tickets are available now through the end of this month. So if you want to get registered now and save yourself some money, if you're in the Central Valley area, everyone there would love to see you. And Matt, you are going to be there, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Laura, are you going to be there?
Yes, I am.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, you guys can go hang out with Matt and Laura at the Central California Notary Workshop. Okay. Before we get into our questions, we are going to hear from the president of the California League of Independent Notaries, Mr. Matt Miller, with a legislative update. Pay attention, there is a lot going on right now. So, Matt, will you take it away and tell us what is going on in the legislative notary world?
You bet. We've got 5 new laws to talk about this week, and I am going to go ahead and start our little slideshow now. All right, here we go. So,
Right up here.
first up, a couple of these I mentioned last month, but I felt like they were worth mentioning again because they are still pending, or actually one of them is going into effect today. This is Arizona House Bill 2344. This bill is directed towards the title companies and escrow offices and simply gives consumers the right to choose their own notary instead of having to accept the notary the title company wants them to use. We think this is a big win for independent notaries because I think it will create an increase in what we used to call the old mail away signings, where the title company ships the documents to the borrower and the borrower is up to finding their own notary. And that could be beneficial for notaries who maybe have long-term relationships with people or people who are looking to break into this market but don't have enough experience to work directly for title companies and such. I'm sure that notaries will still need to prove that they have the right credentialing to perform notarizations for loan closings, but I do think this is a step in the right direction. Next, and that is effective today, Next up is Missouri House Bill 754, which goes into effect 2 days from now. And this is the most sweeping update to the Uniform Electronic Transactions Act to date, which previously excluded wills and estate planning documents from being signed or notarized electronically. So this bill eliminates those exceptions and now allows these documents to be signed electronically, both via in-person electronic notarization or remote online notarization. And this is one of the more sweeping laws because it also includes a will and a self-proving affidavit, which a lot of states who have passed the Uniform Electronic Estate Planning Documents Act have excluded those types of documents. This bill also addresses future emergencies. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, Missouri, like many other states, temporarily waived in-person signing requirements, which was essential for many people to quickly get their estate plans created and or updated while being isolated. So this bill establishes clear rules for executing estate planning documents during similar emergencies in the future, ensuring that people can still finalize their estate plans despite any restrictions on physical gatherings. I think this is smart because you never know what's coming down the pipeline, whether it's a pandemic or a natural disaster or whatnot. So that's a way to go, Missouri, for making things easy for your residents and opening up new opportunities for online notaries to serve Missouri residents. All right, next up, these are all going into effect September 1st. Lots happening in Texas. First up, Texas House Bill 5093. So this bill is kind of a cleanup bill, if you will. Last session, which was 2 years ago, the legislation was passed into law that exempts occupational license holders from public information requests to protect the license holder's personal contact information. One of the unintended results of that legislation was that much of the publicly available contact information for notaries public became unavailable. So prior to the last legislative session, the Secretary of State's office held and shared the home address, phone number, personal email address of notaries, if that was the only contact information they provided when filling out their application. And under statute implemented after the last session, the Secretary of State could no longer share the home address, phone number, or personal contact information of notaries, which is a problem because we are public officials performing public acts, and later on down the road, should something irregular pop up with one of those acts, the public has a right to contact you so that you can follow up with any documentation, testimony, and or anything else that they may need. So House Bill 5093 will allow the contact information to be available to the public, accessible through the Secretary's office as it was standard practice prior to 2023. Also in Texas, Senate Bill 693 establishes some mandatory training for commission applicants and penalizes notaries who knowingly fail to require a personal appearance. So in recent years, it has been an increasingly routine trend for states to enact mandatory training requirements for notaries. The seller impersonation deed fraud epidemic has also highlighted the need for notaries to receive more training and be more competent. So Senate Bill 693 institutes a 2-hour requirement for both new and renewing notary commission applicants, and also penalizes notaries who knowingly fail to require your signer to appear at the time of the notarial act. The CLIN applauds Texas for the training requirement. The training requirement only applies to applicants who apply for a notary commission or renewal on or after January 1. So even though this bill becomes active September 1st, notaries will not be effectively held to the new requirement until January 1, 2026. And it's interesting to know that this bill became law without the governor's signature. So we kind of wonder just how supportive the executive branch is of this new requirement and whether or not this will be reopened in future legislative sessions. We'll know in a couple of years because Texas's current session has ended. Last up but not least, Iowa administrative rule. This is brand new off the press. Iowa's standards for identity proofing and credential analysis for remote online notarization have always tracked the National Institute of Standards and Technology's digital identity guidelines. But this new rule now specifies that the June 2017 edition, including the March 21st, 2020 updates of Special Publication 863.3, must now be adhered to. However, as Laura and I were at the NAS conference a couple of weeks ago, it was announced that NIST had recently published a version 4 of the digital identity guidelines on August 1st, in fact. So even before this new rule takes effect, it's already outdated and in need of revision. This is just another example of how fast technology moves and how hard it is for administrative bodies to keep up with it. This rule will have the most impact on RON platforms, identity proofing, and credential analysis systems, and not necessarily individual notaries. However, notaries should be aware of this new rule when they are selecting which platforms to use for online notarizations so that they can maintain compliance with Iowa's new administrative rule. And that is pretty much all I have for this month, guys. The next monthly roundtable will be September 4th at 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll drop a link in the chat for that in just a moment. If you have a specific topic you'd like to talk about in our monthly roundtable, please do drop me a line. And again, the California League of Independent Notaries is open to all notaries across the country. Please consider joining. Annual memberships start at just $29 a year. And the more members we have, the more we can do for you. All right, guys, that's the August Legislative Minute. We'll be back again next month with any other updates for the rest of the year.
Thank you so much, Matt. That was great. These updates are so important to keep us on top of what is changing in the notary world. So thank you so much, Matt. I love what you do for this community. It's amazing. All right, guys, let me explain. Yeah.
Before we get into questions, what I am, because it's connected to what Matt just
Yes.
presented, could we get that one in the chat?
Yes, thank you. I just typed. I'll make sure he answers it and then completely forgot. But should tell you how my day's going. Okay, Lori had a question. She's at work, and it's specific to you, Matt. So it says, for Texas, does that mean our home addresses will be available or just phone number and email?
Your home address, your email, and your phone number will be available upon request, but through the Secretary's office. And that is standard practice across the country. You are a public official, so people need to be able to contact you.
Thank you for clearing that up. And Laura, thank you for not letting me forget that. So hopefully that clears up your question, Lori. All right, guys, let me tell you how this works. And Debbie and Kim and Drew are all giving a great example. We are here, Laura and I and Matt are here to answer your notary, business, marketing related questions. And of course, any legislative questions you might have as well. All you have to do to have your question answered is raise your virtual hand, and you're going to find that if you look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, there's a little raised hand function. You can click on that to get in line and have your notary question answered. But let's get this party started with Miss Debbie. Debbie, tell us what state you're calling from and what your question is.
Hi, I'm calling from California.
Okay, great. What's your question today?
So I'm new, I'm brand new. I was on the meeting last week.
You were, yes.
So I have a question. One of my friends is selling her home and they want to use me as a signing agent. Can that be possible, or will she have to deal with the title company with their notaries?
Laura, do you want to take this one?
Well, certainly you can be presented. It depends on the policy of that title company.
Okay.
And they usually, if they're going to use an outside notary, then the outside notary has to meet certain requirements. And Debbie, have you already certified as a loan signing?
Yes.
And you've got your background check done?
Yes.
Then it certainly should be possible. They should present your name and that you are, you do have your background check and that you are certified. And you should be able to do it. I'm not going to say 100% that the title company will say, okay, they'll give pushback probably.
Okay.
But it is her right. It is her right to choose a notary. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll say, okay, you can choose. Here's the list. you choose from this list.
Mhm.
So I don't know what title company they're using, but certainly why not ask, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. So I go, I'm in a meeting tomorrow, I'll find out
Yeah.
what the process or procedure that I would have to do if they wanted to utilize me. And then I'm meeting today with the realtor at 4.
great.
Fabulous. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure between your friend's suggestion and the realtor's suggestion, hopefully they will let you be the notary for that particular sale for your friend. So,
Okay.
well, fingers
Thank
crossed.
you.
You come back next week and let us know what they
I
say.
will. I will.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you for your question, Debbie.
Okay.
There's my friend Kim Flanagan. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Always good to see you guys.
Good
Hello,
to
hello.
see you. I love the long
I,
hair.
uh,
No, it's really gotten long.
Love
I
it.
know. Oh
I
my
like
goodness.
it. What can we
Thank
do
you.
for you today?
Well, I'm preparing for an upcoming signing, and
Okay.
I'm a little, I'd love your opinions. So I asked for them to text me their names as they appear on their ID, and they sent me also a copy of the signature line for the document. And it turns out the signature line, you might want to write this down because it's pretty funky. The signature line, let's say the person's name is Susan Ann Signer. The signature line appears as Susan/Ann, Signer. And it turns out it's a trust for a foreign country. So if I'm going to be attaching a certificate, do I write her name as Susan Ann Signer, or do I write her name as Susan/Ann, Signer on my notary certificate?
So
That is a
under,
more Beaver question.
I just want to make sure in the document itself, how is she named?
I haven't seen the document. She just sent me the signature line, and she said that the trust is a foreign trust, and that's how it appears on the signature line.
Well, I would say that I would not do slash because her driver's license isn't going to say Susan/Ann Signer. That's not what her driver's license looks like, does it?
No, so that's why I'm double checking.
Yeah, so I would suspect, or I at least hope that within the document, she's named properly as her ID would be reflected. And I'd ask, I mean, was that a typo? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I'd be curious. My
No,
curiosity,
that's
that's
how
how
it's
it is. Why is it that way? I'd be asked, why is that way? Because your driver's license is not.
they said it's because it's a foreign trust, and that's how it's written on the trust in a foreign country.
Well, I'm
Has
not
the
the
title
expert.
company seen the trust? Have they approved the
It-
trust?
It's not a title company.
It's a
It's an
trust.
individual. It's specialty notary work. It's
Okay.
a member of the public calling saying they want notarizations done.
Okay.
And this is how they expect to sign their name, the way it's been printed for her.
That's what I'm asking because I'm preparing for it. All I know is that's how the signature line looks. And when I look at their ID, I'm sure that's not how they sign it. So they'll probably sign it as they do on their ID, but
Well,
that's how the signature
they'll
line.
sign however they sign. I'm not worried
Right.
about that. What I put in my certificate is what I'm trying to get to. And what I put in my certificate is how they're named in the document and not necessarily under the signature line because sometimes there's not even anything there, right? So I always look to how they're named in the document. And if they're named in the document that same way, I don't know if that's an appropriate way. Really, honestly, I don't know. It's a foreign trust. It's foreign. I don't know. I'm hesitant to want to sign it that way. I would want to reflect what's on the ID because
Yeah.
Okay.
that's what I'm using to prove who she is.
Okay.
So I would have more questions for my signer, and the answer is, well, that's just how it is because it's a foreign document. Doesn't cut it for me. It doesn't end my curiosity. I need to know, will they accept it as her name is on her ID? I would try to push it to make it conform to what I need. I need to be able to put her name as it's on our ID in the document, not with a slash between her first name and middle name.
So you're saying that the document needs to be changed to reflect what's on her
I'm
ID
not
without the.
suggesting a document change. I'm suggesting, here's how I believe I'm allowed to do it. How is your name in the document? Right? Because you don't know yet. You just know what it says underneath the signature line. Is it are you telling me, signer, that they are requiring you to have the slash between your first name and your middle name? These are just questions I want to ask before I can understand what my options are. But none of them have to do with the actual signature. Now, Matt, what do you think about that? Do you have other questions?
I have seen weird signature lines before. We'll just call them weird, not standard, or not US standard at least. What I'm more concerned about is the person named on the document is the person that I can prove based on the ID presented, and that person matches the picture, the physical description, the age, all those different elements. And if so, I would proceed, but I would not use the slash or the comma in my notarial certificate, but I would use all three names that I can prove.
Okay.
Yeah, I would use all of the names. I'm
Yeah.
just concerned about adding the slash and comma to it.
Slash and the comma is a no for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I don't think that belongs there, and it's not on our ID.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, question number 2. And Laura, I hear you in the back of my head.
We all
Question
do,
number
Kim.
2. Another signer for the same job, the foreign document, the signature line, let's say their name is John Quincy Public, John Q Public. The signature line says John/Q, Public. His ID, drum roll, says John Quincy Public the third. And the document doesn't have the third anywhere on it, but his ID has the third. In my opinion, those are two different people.
That's two different names.
They could be. And you know how I am about suffixes.
That's what I said. So
Right,
they
draw the
asked
line.
me, what if can I sign my name like my driver's license, John Quincy Public III, and you notarize it as John Quincy Public III? Do they need to change how it looks on the signature line? Is that acceptable? Do you have any input on how to get around John Q Public III ID?
He could sign how he signs on his license with the third. You could put that in a certificate because that matches what his ID is. And the fact that it's missing on the signature line where it's printed, I think that's a receiving agency concern. Would they accept it being
That's
missing? I think that's where the issue is going to be. And it's easy enough for him to just put the third after his printed name so that everything matches up. I think that would be the best, or the optimum, is that your certificate, his signature line, and the printed signature line all sync up, and all he has to do is add the third.
if the document itself doesn't mention the third at all, it just has John Quincy Public.
Well, the document isn't my issue because I'm a notary. I'm about the signature line and he's the guy in front of me. So I think it is a receiving agency concern. The guy is a third, and as a result, I cannot notarize without it. He has ID that has it. He's willing to sign with it. Now the question is the document. Do you want him to add the third everywhere you see his name, or just at the signature line? Because that is an acceptance issue on their end. I'm not the document police.
Thank you very much. Because I told him, I said, if you do that, I'm willing to notarize it that way, but I don't know if the person that will accept it when they receive it. He's got 40 of them. They're sending 40 separate ones out.
You might want to find this out before they print them all and send them to you.
Yeah. Wow. What a great conversation you sparked today, though, Kim. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a brain teaser on that one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Kim. I
It's
appreciate it.
those details, guys, that catch up with us.
Yeah.
Right, so you know how the NNA has a recommendation, it's not a rule, but it's a recommendation equal to or less than. Well, less than would be not having a suffix on. And I say less than is okay, but not a suffix. Like that's my carve out, my exception. I don't mess around with suffixes. If I see ID with that suffix, I want that. If they're named with that suffix in the document, I want it to be reconciled. I need to find out, are you really that? Is that an accident? And if you are, do you have something with that? I don't think it's okay. I think that's a significant piece of the name.
Yeah, I think of George Foreman Grill, and George Foreman had 5 sons, and he named them all George Foreman, George Foreman Jr., the third, the fourth, the fifth. And
Yeah.
it's like George Foreman the fifth can't sign as George Foreman and steal his father's property. You know, like
There you go.
But that's a great example to share when your customer potentially gets flustered or frustrated with this process.
they're
That
different
is a
people.
great example to share with them because people that don't, they take it for granted, right? It's just a third, no big deal. It's me, they don't understand
Yeah,
the,
my great-great-grandfather's dead.
yeah,
Doesn't have to be
exactly.
your great.
Well, my dad's dead, so I'm
Yeah.
not senior in
Still
here.
is not, yeah, it still has, my husband's a third, so we deal with this a lot too. So yeah. But thank you so much, Kim, for that question. We
Well,
get it all
thank
answered
you.
for you?
I'm sorry?
Did we get everything answered for you?
Yes, thank you very much, you guys. I appreciate
Got
you.
it. All right,
I
we'll see you
just-
soon.
I just want to add for the audience that the piece that I brought up is sometimes gets forgotten. What I can do isn't always the same as what they will accept. And so we always need to keep in mind who's getting this document. And if I go this direction, are they going to reject it? If I go this direction, would it cause them to reject it? Because it doesn't help the signer or customer just because I legally can do something, if it means it's not accepted at the other end.
But if the other end said they require the slashes and comma in the certificate,
What I'm saying is my requirements come first.
oh,
After that, then I have to consider, is it going to be acceptable on the other end? So I have to be compliant with what I believe is the right way to do it. But in the second case here with, do they add the third to the document, whatever, I think that's a question that should be asked before you ever get to the table in case they decide they want it this way or that way. Meaning they say, go ahead and do that, put it in the certificate that way. We don't care that it doesn't have the third in the document. That's not my problem. That's an acceptability issue. And I just want notaries to consider there's always 2 people you're pleasing. You've got your signer and you've got whoever's getting the document.
2 masters, right?
2 masters, well, and 3, because your first one is the state.
The state, yeah.
Then it's your customer, and then it's where they're sending it. So there's a lot going on. People think it's, just put your stamp and your signature. How hard can that be?
yeah,
Just
exactly.
heard how hard that can be.
Yeah.
And you know what? While we're on this topic, what's sticking in my head, Laura, is what you told me for juniors and seniors. When somebody's born a junior, they're born a junior. That's what's on everything, all of their IDs. They don't become a senior until they have a child. So senior might be different, but junior should be on somewhere on their IDs.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for bringing it up, Kim.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kim. That was a great lesson for all of us. This is why, you guys, we call Laura the GOAT. So I think this is a great time, especially for those of you who might be newer to the call. Laura, can you just let everybody know how they can connect with you outside of this call?
Absolutely. So we'll go down the list quickly. One is you can book a 15-minute private call with me if you have a question you don't want to discuss in a group setting. And you can do that by going to calendly.com/bword, my last name.
We're going to put all this in the chat, you guys.
But I'm saying it out loud for those of you who don't get to see the chat. Second, you can attend my own call on Saturday mornings called Laura's Inner Circle. It's at 8 a.m. every Saturday. And if you go to coachmelaura.com, on my homepage is a place to sign up for it. It's free. And I send out a reminder every week. And then if you're interested in any introductory and or advanced training courses, that's on my Coach Me Laura website as well.
Thank you so much, my friend. It's important that everybody knows how they can get in touch with the GOAT, right? Outside of this call. Thank you for your patience. Oh,
And
what?
Jen, I'm sorry, I forgot. And I know it's been a while, but I did write a book.
Yeah, she did write a book.
I did write a book.
You wrote an amazing book.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. So it's available on Amazon,
Let
Beyond
me
Loans.
find that in here. Where did we?
Posted
Well,
it.
it's up there. Matt
Did
got
you
it.
get it, Matt? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but it's on Amazon.com.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, Drew in Texas, what is your question for us today?
I guess mine was for Matt. The Texas law that's going to where we have to retrain and stuff for every time we renew. Do you know if that training is going to be on the NNA or not? Be able to
I,
do that too
I
for training.
I don't know for sure, and I can't speak for them, but my guess is they'll certainly develop a training program for Texas. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I would imagine that they would develop something. Yeah, and then when it's time for you to renew, Drew, you would take that training. So,
Okay.
Jeanette,
That's got a little while, so but
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I know. I still have like 3 years to go on mine. So, Jeanette in Michigan, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I just wanted to share my experience yesterday. I was subpoenaed for a court on yesterday, my first time, and
Yeah.
it was for a will that was a handwritten will that was written back in, I notarized it back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I do have a journal and I do have, the entry on there and I have the signature. And the person was in the hospital and I made a notation. Well, I put the address and I made a note that it was in the hospital and he was coherent. Bottom line is, the lawyer had called me because, like I said, I got subpoenaed. So she told me what she was going to ask me. So I knew what she was going to ask me. Just basic questions, how do I go about doing my notarization? So it was 4 people that were supposed to testify. The 2 people that were in front of me, and I think one was one of the witnesses. I'm not sure because again, this is like in 2021, 22. And they said that I drafted the documents, which I did not draft the documents. The second person, and I don't think they did it on purpose. I think they just didn't know that
I
I
just didn't
didn't
know. Yeah.
draft it. And then the second person got and said the same thing because,
But
the judge, asked, and I think it kind of threw the lawyer out because all these people were there for to uphold the will because the people that were objecting, they didn't even show up. But anyway, that was, situation. So when I got up there and the lawyer did, ask both of them, do you understand what drafting is? And they said yes, but they insisted that I drafted it. So when I got up there, they asked me, how did I do it and did I draft it? I said I absolutely did not. I don't draft, documents. I only notarize. And so the judge, she asked me again to explain to make sure, we were clear. And so the third person, which was the person that actually drafted, she supported, what I had said that I did not draft the document. Another thing, that was point one. Another thing was, I guess, like I said, it was a printed document and it was a squeeze part on there because I'm looking at the document, a copy. So I didn't see the original. The judge questioned because it was like a squeeze line in there saying something. I forgot what it was, but it was in a different ink. So her concern was that put in before or after the signing? I couldn't answer that because I didn't know. So, I mean, and that was it. But I don't know what it, turned out to be, what she wound up ruling. But I just wanted to let you guys know. Oh, and the third point is, like I said, this was 3 or 4 years ago. I did not, because it was handwritten, there was no notarial language on there. And at that time, I didn't have They did not want a loose, and I didn't have the stamp, with the notarial on there. So I just stamped it and signed it. That was it. So, going forward, when I run that situation, I do have the notarial. So I just wanted to point that out, to you guys, and just get some feedback, or did I do that right or wrong or whatever.
Well, I mean, the first thing, honest, thank you for sharing your experience, because I'm sure that was very scary. I know I was scared the first time that happened to me as well, but I think you've just made the most amazing case for why it is so important to keep detailed notes in your notary journal. And you were able to be an authority, Jeanette, because you kept strong notes in your journal. So I think you've set a great example for everybody on this call, of a reminder of why that is so important. Laura, do you have anything you want to add?
Only to be prepared when somebody calls you about a last will. That they do follow up. People challenge these documents, especially if they're handwritten, and that you want to make sure that you have done the right things. You've witnessed, not notarized. If you notarized other documents, then you would have a journal entry where you could add notes about, I also witnessed a will.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I handle wills, I indicate who were the witnesses or who was the other witness if I was one of them. I indicate other pieces of information in case I have to recall it. Because I've had it happen to me twice. So it does happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. It does. But thank you, Jeanette, for sharing that. And you absolutely handled it the right way. And I think that, you've given everybody here today a really good reminder lesson. And that's what one of the powerful things about this call is that, you sharing that is letting everybody get that good reminder. So thank you for that. All right, guys. You know what? Everybody's hands are down. Do we have any more questions that we can answer for you today? Or Laura, have we just filled all their heads with all the notary knowledge they
They're
need?
still rolling with the first couple signature ones. But while we're waiting, people might want to know about how they can connect with you. Besides the book that you've written, there are other ways and other things that you do that can assist them in doing the specialty work we're
There are
talking about.
just a few other things that I do. Not much. Normally, I just sit around and put my feet up and do nothing. But uh, I have a whole community that is built around teaching notaries how to market their business, how to grow their know, like, and trust factor in their community. And if you guys are at the point in your business where you realize you need a marketing plan because you don't have one, that is where I come in. And I encourage you to go check out Marketing for Notaries. We are over on the school platform. Matt, are you able to pull that link up for me?
I will.
Thank you. Matt will get that in the chat for you guys. We are over on the school platform, which I absolutely love. And all of the training videos, the 5-point marketing system is there. How to write your elevator pitch is there. How to write professional communication. There's so many different training opportunities for you guys there. Check it out. It's $25 a month. Keeping it as low as I can through the end of this year. So go check that out if you need a marketing plan. And if you don't have one, you do need a marketing plan. Okay. That'll stop you from wondering, why is my phone not ringing? Kim, I saw your hand go back up. Did you have something else for us? Are you going to bring us another complicated question?
No, it's the same one. My head is just spinning, and I just want to make sure I understand. I understand that it may not be going back to the other document with the third.
Mhm.
Understanding that the receiving party may not accept it. If they don't change the signature line to add the third, are they still able to sign with the third and on my notary certificate put the third, even if the signature line doesn't contain the third?
Well, I would
Knowing that
say, yeah, you can, because that's the
that's
name of
what's
his
on the
ID.
ID.
That's how he signed his ID. I don't see any issue with that.
That's what I had said. Okay, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah.
you, you guys. You're awesome, and I'm so grateful that I have you to turn to. Because, like, what do you do?
That's a complicated one. We're just glad to see you back on the call. Well, there's Paula in Arizona. Paula, what can we do for you today?
Yeah, back with her question about the third company. One company I had said I want his driver's license. The name's correct, just didn't have, the second or the third, whatever it was. And they just said, we just need his driver's license and we'll correct it on our end. If there's a problem, we'll reach out to you. And then there's another one that said to have him do the third and initial it. I couldn't do that. He had to do it.
Yeah, you would have to do it.
So always contact the person that's sending you out, the company that's sending you out. They'll tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
just
I think in Kim's particular situation, it was general public. I think that's where the
Yeah.
question arose. But yeah,
okay, no,
that
but
is,
loan
Right.
signing is what I had. So
yeah,
too.
solid advice when you get a job through a signing service or through a title company. Even, if you're working on an estate plan and you have a question about signatures, yes, call the where the job originated and clarify what it is that they're looking for so they can maybe reach out to the receiving party and find out what it is that they need, right? Laura, did you have something to add to that?
Nope,
Oh,
good.
I thought I saw you looked like you wanted to say something.
You said it.
Thank you for bringing that up, Paula. That's an excellent, excellent point. We've all gotten that good reminder today. Who else has some questions for us? Should we share some wins today? I kind of maybe think we should share some wins, Laura. Because while people might not have questions, the one way that we can bring a smile to everybody's face is to hear about some wins that they've had. So if you have one, that you would like to share with us. Maybe you got a great new client. Maybe you had a really great networking experience. Maybe, all of your efforts are finally coming together. You met a great new client or you found a great place to advertise. We would love to hear about it. Lisa Duffy in Sacramento. Do you have a win for us?
I do.
Awesome.
I got my first celebrity apostille client.
Look at you, the Apostille facilitator to the stars. Congratulations. That's
Thank
great.
you. He's
Woohoo.
a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
And like as soon as you put his name, like half his name in Google search, he comes up
Oh,
and it
wow.
shows like um him being on ESPN and all this stuff. So
That's so
but he's
cool.
going to play ball in Argentina. So he needs an
Nice.
apostille.
Very nice. I bet he could connect you with the person on his team that helps push these guys out to different teams and leagues and stuff. Maybe you should ask for that referral, see if
Well,
there's other
actually,
people on the team
that's
you
who
could help.
called me. It was his agent who called me, and
There
then
you go.
after I started asking questions, he um, conferenced in the ball player.
Yeah.
So they're meeting me at my office today.
Very cool. Congratulations, Lisa. That's so fun.
Thank you.
Did you get really dressed up?
No.
Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations. I love that. Drew, what is your win?
I don't know if it's a full win yet, but it's definitely a potential.
All right, let's hear it.
Which I really needed because I was kind of having a rough start this week. But I went to Chamber of Commerce. They had their business builder event they do first and second Tuesday of every month. And this time I got there and I was giving my presentation. I was a lot more calm than I was last time. I wasn't as jittery as I was. So that helped. And I had somebody from title company come up and ask me if I've been to their office yet. And I was like, no, not yet, because I'm going their phases. I'm doing attorney's offices right now. But here in probably next week or the week after that, I'm gonna start hitting title companies. She's like, well, be sure to come by my office and talk about
Nice.
going to get coffee or something like that. Talk about it. She runs like a little group there in there for her office. So hopefully that might lead to maybe a direct client.
Absolutely. Congratulations. That is how networking is done. Take her up on that coffee,
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
Maybe even bring it to her when you go to meet her, like let her know
Oh,
you're
yeah.
coming and spend a few minutes with her learning about their office and the employees and things like that, and make her feel special. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's how you build those relationships and build your clientele. You are on the right track, Drew.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. Who else has some fun wins that they want to share with us? I know one of Diana Hanson's wins is that the state of Texas finally approved notary training. I think that's a win for all of the notaries in the state of Texas. We've needed that for quite some time. I see a bunch of heads bobbing up and down, all my Texas notaries out here. So I know that's a very big win for the state of Texas. Does anybody else want to share any wins that they have? Everybody's going to be quiet today. Joanne, there she is, my friend in Washington. What is your win for the week, Joanne?
Win for the week. I've gotten hit up a couple times on WhatsApp from out of country. Notary and
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How are you positioning yourself on WhatsApp for that? Are you just giving out your WhatsApp number or?
It's just there. It's on
Nice.
my website. So I'm thinking
Okay.
that's how they find me. But for some reason, a couple of Germany people, I guess, but because the
Very
signers are
cool.
here. So
Very
yeah,
cool. That's exciting. Congratulations. I love
thank
that.
you.
You got it.
Thanks.
I love hearing everybody's wins. It makes me so happy, Laura. Like just to know that there's good, because what on this call so often we talk about our problems, right? Like we had this issue. I didn't know how to handle this. I didn't know if I did the right thing, yada yada. So thank you for sharing, everybody so far that has shared their wins. Thank you for that. Patrick Manning in Kansas. Did I get it right this
Hello,
time?
hello, hello. Yeah, you're right.
I
You're
always
right.
want to say Missouri, but in Kansas.
Hey, not
Pat,
necessarily notary related, but recently got connected with my chamber. Been involved there,
cool.
and Lori will be happy that I've had some movement in my organization.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You guys, if you are not aware, Patrick Manning is a regular attendee of our call. He is also a Legal Shield representative. So if you are looking for some legal representation for your business, I encourage you to please reach out to Patrick. Patrick, would you do everybody a favor and put your contact information in the chat for us, please?
Sure.
You guys can reach out to him and see how you can get on board with Legal Shield and find a legal plan to help protect you and your business. Did I do a good commercial for you, Patrick? I'll send
Yes,
you the bill later.
I do have to admit, sometimes the conversations here make me itch. Because I'm like, oh, that'd be a great conversation with your lawyer. Oh, that would be a great call for your lawyer.
Right.
But it's all good.
Yeah, if you guys want to learn more about Legal Shield, please check in the chat for Patrick's contact information and reach out to him. Rochelle, I am dropping something in the mail for you today, Rochelle.
I know you are. Thank you.
What's your question for us?
Well, I have a win. I got a vehicle.
Oh, congratulations. And I meant to say what's your win. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Wow, that changes everything for you right now.
Not really, because I had it for 8 days and I already got involved in a hit and run.
Oh, Rochelle, oh no. Oh my gosh.
That's my life.
Girl.
That's called. You want to hear the good news or the bad news?
You have Legal Shield?
I have USAA as my insurance company.
Gotcha. Okay.
In fact, I take it in at 2:00 today to have it. They're gonna look at it.
Oh,
So
girl,
have an
I'm so
estimate done on
sorry.
it.
Are you okay from that accident though? That's the most important. Are you okay?
Well, no, I wasn't even in it. It was at a friend's house, and I know who did it. And he just backed into it and broke out the back window because it's a 25 Tucson. And it was a loaner car from the dealership. And I put like 400 miles on it. And yeah, I can't drive it.
Well, fingers crossed you can get it fixed. It's not totaled. Find something new and or find something new if you need to, and that he is responsible for paying for it and not you.
I just bought it. I haven't even made a car payment. It can't be totaled.
Oh my God, that's insane. That's crazy. Thank God you were not in it. That's the important part, right? Like safety is the most important thing.
Right. I think they can fix it. It just needs like a new hatch on it. Obviously a new window and one little corner piece on it. But the thing is, I don't know if I can pick up Nina now at the airport on the 7th.
Oh boy. Well, we'll figure that out in the group chat because we're all going to be there and there's other people there. But um, uh, Rochelle is talking about, I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but Laura and I and Matt and several others of us are going on a notary cruise to Alaska in a couple weeks. And Rochelle was running airport runs for us. So we'll figure all of that out, girl. Don't you worry. But thank you for sharing your win. Even though it
Sure.
turned sideways, thank you for sharing your win. And Dean, I hope you're going to share the win I'm thinking you're going to share, but tell us what you've got.
Well, first of all, I consider this a win. I wasn't even aware that those of us out here in North Carolina, over here on the East Coast, I wasn't even aware that we were allowed or welcome to join the California League of Independent Notaries. And so I very well might be the most recent signer, upper member, or whatever, because I just signed up just a moment ago. So I consider that a win. Um,
Yay!
I am fresh off the heels of the NGLCC International Business Conference and Leadership Conference. And I tell you, it was amazing. I made some wonderful contacts. I've already been on the phone with several who reached out to me during the matchmakers thing, which was, a really, really good thing. There was a lot of interesting things. I'm part of the cohort 2, which we're finishing up this week coming up, which is with Mark Bertolini. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him or not, but he's the former CEO of Aetna, turned big heart after some things happened in his life, including his son and his own battles and so forth. But he's been leading the cohort, has a great book out that is just marvelous. Um, and just business is going well. I'm back in full swing. It's almost like coming after a church revival, just all swelled up with hope and vision and ready to just be gung ho.
Isn't that the best thing about going
Great.
to a conference like that? I love it. So I want to ask you, Dean, because you did go to this gigantic business and leadership conference that happens in Vegas every year. What was your number one takeaway from attending that conference?
The number one thing was, and see, you're calling me out now because I don't remember the guy's name, but his shtick is the ripple effect. You guys may know of him, I'm not sure, but his presentation was absolutely awesome.
Good.
And basically, it was basically the one ripple. You might be the pebble that starts, the ripple in the ocean or in a lake or a pond, but that's going to actually spread out to other folks. And it only takes one person to actually create that ripple effect and be the ripple that causes that change and causes that relationship to change and allow things to be a better place.
I love that. And that's a powerful idea, but so very true. So I'm glad that you were able to get out there and attend that conference. So
And
thank
I
you.
was officially inducted into the NGLCC. Got to walk across the stage in front of over 1,000 people.
Oh, cool.
So
Nice.
yay! But
Very cool. Congratulations, Dean.
thanks.
Congratulations. Thank you for sharing that with us. Lisa has another win she wants to share with. Lisa's just having a good week.
Well, not so much.
Oh, oh.
So, like Jeanette, I so someone's been trying to serve me at my co-working space, but they could never catch me.
Mhm.
So the paralegal called me and said that they were trying to serve me for a case that I actually brought to Laura's Inner Circle maybe a few months ago. Um, and she wanted my home address because they could never catch me at my office. So I said, let me give you a call back. And I called my Legal Shield rep. Well, first I text Laura in a panic, like I always do. And while I was waiting for her, what's that?
I said, and what did she say? Call
Yes,
Legal Shield.
she said call Legal Shield, yes. And so I called them. Well, I submitted my request online and they called me right away, and told me I do not have to give them my home address, and that I could either coordinate um, with them to, get it, have them serve me, or I could offer to pick it up. And so that's what I did. So they'll be meeting me today at my office, um, because she encouraged me that I could offer to just show up because the court date's September 8th. But she said, you want to see the subpoena to understand like what side is calling you, what the details are, and, so that I can prepare. So I thought that was really good advice.
Yeah.
So they'll be bringing it to me today. I'll be in my office. So
It's a scary
yeah,
idea though, isn't it?
it's super scary because it's the first time I've been a notary for 10 years, and it's the first time I'm being called. But I totally remember the case like it was the signing like it was yesterday.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good. But yeah, and I'm glad you checked too. That would be weird to give your home address out to somebody like that.
Yeah.
This is my home. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa. I appreciate it. Joanne, what is your win? You're having a good week too.
Yeah, I actually have a question
Okay.
with representative capacity. Has anyone used that special formatted form where it's acknowledgement by representative capacity when the agent is signing on behalf of the principal?
Like a proxy?
No, not proxy, like they're signing on the behalf of the principal because they have the power.
Representative capacity. So yeah, I have where they're signing Joe Signer as attorney in fact for Jane Signer. Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes. So you have used it.
Oh,
So what's the question about it?
Oh, just that if you've used that particular format of the acknowledgement
You know what?
certificate.
I'm an attorney, so I cannot advise you for the signature line. I have seen it that way. I've seen it the other way, which is
No,
Jane.
for the certificate, Laura, like that certificate.
Okay, what state are you in?
Washington.
So in the certificate, it's going to follow whatever you did. The person who's appearing in front of you as whatever their representative capacity is.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Are you clear on the answer there, Joanne?
I am, but I guess I was very specific as to the agent signing for the principal, but using that particular certificate. I was wondering if anybody's used that. I've seen it for when.
Washington representative capacity certificate.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, we don't have that in California. I have seen them. I haven't had to use one because I would replace it with my California.
Well, how about we say this? If anybody in the state of Washington that's on the call has used that certificate, please let us know in the chat. Does that help, Joanne? So you can reach out to them because obviously in Texas and California, we've not used that.
Oh, are we the only one who has that format, I guess, nationwide?
There are other states that have an acknowledgement that include representative capacity. And if you're a member of the NNA, I would call the hotline and they might be able to identify other states because you can download their certificates to see what they look like.
Right. Okay.
And or you could just specifically ask whatever your question is about that certificate to the hotline.
Gotcha. Okay. And then quick win. Thank you, Dean, for updating my website because I am now showing in ChatGPT and I've gotten found from clients. Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations, Joanne. Congratulations. Thanks for sharing that with us. Well, guys, if you have your hand up, please bring your wins back for us next week. We've run out of time. I want to honor your time and keep us at an hour here today. Please come back next week and share your wins. Did you guys like the wins this week? Is it fun listening to those? So we will try and maybe incorporate those a little bit. I know it certainly puts me in a good mood hearing all the good things that are happening in your life. So don't forget, immediately after this call, you're going to get a survey. It would really help us out if you would fill out that survey and give us your honest opinion about this call. Our goal is to make it the best call out there for notaries across the country. And like I always do, I'm going to put Laura Beware on the spot to close us out today. Laura?
Okay, I just put something in the chat, so I want to say it out loud for those who are watching the recording. I just put out a new blog, and if you go to coachmelaura.com/blog, you'll get the newest one, and it's Are You Prepared? Now, to close out the call, as I say yes to life, life says yes to me. Life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. And there you go.
Thank you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.